Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to talk about how to name alkenes. Alkenes are hydrocarbons that contain at least one double bond, and the process of, excuse me, I'm sorry. The process of naming alkenes is very similar to naming alkanes. The one big difference is that when we are numbering the carbons in alkenes, we have to start numbering from the side, not with the closest branch, but the end that is closest to the double bond. So, for example, in this one right here, which doesn't have a number like the last tutorial did, the double bond is here at the end, so this is going to be my number 1 carbon, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my longest chain, and I started numbering from this end right here. Okay. Another one that I would like to go through is this one. This one is a little bit tricky, I think. So we will start numbering from this side and find the longest chain. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my longest chain does curve around a little bit there. And there we go. And we have to start counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This longest chain, you would start counting from this end as the number 1 carbon. So we'll look at the ones that we have so far here, and we'll identify the groups that are attached. So I have a group here, a branch here, and a branch here with 1 carbon. This is a methyl, this is a methyl, and this is an ethyl. And when we are starting to name this, we start with the branches first. So I've already numbered, I've identified that there are 5 carbons, so my prefix here is going to be pent. And the name is going to end in "ene" since it's an alkene. Now, I also need to call this 1-pentene because the double bond here is between the number 1 and the number 2 carbon, so this is called 1-pentene. But the branches before that have to come next. So on the number 3 carbon, I have a 3-ethyl group, and I say ethyl first because it starts with an E and it goes alphabetically. And then I have 2 methyl groups, so I have to include both numbers like this, 2, 4, and since there are 2 methyl groups, I have to say dimethyl. 2, 4 dimethyl. And then the name of this would be 3-ethyl, 2,4-dimethyl, 1-pentene. If we look at this one here and identify the groups, we have a methyl group here, we have an ethyl group here, and we have a methyl group here. So this looks pretty similar. I have 6 carbons, so my prefix is hex, hexene, and this one is also between the 1 and the 2, so that's a 1-hexene. I have 1 ethyl group and 2 methyl groups. So I have 3-ethyl. Again, I use ethyl first because it's alphabetical. And then 2,4-dimethyl, 1-hexene. Oh, that's interesting. That was the same numeric combination as the one that we had up there before. So let's try a different one. Let's look at this one right here. This is my longest carbon chain. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. I need to start counting from this end because the double bond is closer to that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have two groups attached, and they are methyl groups. So the name of this one is going to be 2,4 dimethyl 2-pentene. And we have to say 2-pentene because that double bond is between the 2 and the 3 carbon. So this was a helpful tutorial to help you with these. On the next page, you have to draw them yourself, so I'll give you some strategy with that. With this, I encourage you to draw a skeleton structure first, and then the condensed formula. It is much easier to draw a condensed formula if you have a skeletal structure first.